Hello and welcome. You are now listening to The Junk and Jan Hour, a live talk radio broadcast only on Radio Free Brooklyn. And now for your on-air host, Silly Clown, Christopher Albert.
Hello there. Happy Monday. You are listening to Radio Free Brooklyn, the nonprofit community organization and freeform internet radio station, streaming original content by New York City artists and broadcasters 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Right here, guys. It is Radio Free Brooklyn's goal to empower and amplify the otherwise unheard voices within our communities. And guess what? Today is our first day in a new studio, so we are really excited about that. That's right. Now, on the Junk and Jam Hour, it is my objective to share and highlight the artistic and creative journeys behind the impressive projects and contributions of some of the most talented, groundbreaking artists, entrepreneurs, and professionals of all kinds, all of whom are dedicated to bringing joy to others. So I am doing my best to bring joy to them. My special guest today, Bronx native. We love her. After graduating from HBCU's Morgan State University, in Baltimore with a degree in marketing, she pursued a career in event planning, which then inspired her to take those skills and apply it to her own branding of media and entertainment. Here's the tea, y'all. After a broken marriage and a divorce, she was propelled to publish her very first book that was entitled, or it still is, it didn't go anywhere, Diving in Stilettos First, is a true account of her many successes and failures in her actual dating life since being divorced. And it's only one out of many successful endeavors that exemplifies her everyday goal to celebrate and empower other women to value their true worth, honor themselves in self-love, and help them navigate and the oftentimes overwhelming, because it can be, the waters of dating and relationships, which she does so marvelously as host and producer of a full roster of online media series, including Her View podcast. Now in its third season, it offers its listeners and viewers with unique and enlightening relationship perspectives from a woman's standpoint, 3 black women, in fact, including a licensed social worker and veteran. She also hosts Dating Tip Tuesdays, where she gives her audience colorful opinions and answers to their most flaming relationship-related questions. She's the host of Ask Shawnee, featuring Chef Rashawn. She provides not just advice, but laughs on all things relationships, all the while cooking a delicious meal. I couldn't do that. I don't even think I can touch my head and touch my tummy at the same time. And guess what, guys? We're not done. She's also the co-host of Underdog Podcast with Grizz Chapman of the Emmy Award-winning NBC comedy series 30 Rock, with her helming recent interviews with Method Man, Sherry Shepherd, and Tina Fey herself. Jealous? I'm not. She can do it all, while also being a relationship columnist for Pretty and Paid magazine, because that's what she is. She is an endless fountain of relationship expertise, not just on her blog, Tales of the Single Relationship Expert. She also lends her insights to countless other platforms, engaging in healthy conversations about love, life, dating, divorce, and self-awareness, all the while working on book number 2. Y'all ain't ready. Please help me welcome writer and author of Diving in Stilettos First, Memoirs of Dating, Mr. Right Now, because who needs him after today? Writer of Tales of the Single Relationship Expert, producer and host extraordinaire, Miss Shauntay Lucinda Dunbar. Hey, girl.
Hey, boo, hey.
How are you? Welcome.
Thank you for having me. That introduction, my goodness. I feel like I should just have you walk around with me and introduce me all the time.
Ooh, girl, I'm gonna have to be pretty and paid. I'm gonna.
Yes.
Listen, the honor is all mine.
This is such a pleasure. I always enjoy talking to you.
Well, we'll see. We'll see after today how you feel.
Oh, Lord.
Well, welcome. First of all, it is the first live show in the very new Radio Free Brooklyn studio, which makes you the very first live on-air guest. So shout out to you, Shauntay.
Yes, you never forget your first.
You never forget. That's right. That's right. Oh, I remember my first. Man, her name was... Can we say her name? Is that allowed? I'll just say her mother named her after a vehicle. Okay, so... A fancy one. An expensive one. But she was cheap. Okay, it also... I love making you laugh. It is also Black History Month, Shauntay. 28 days of celebrating, commemorating, and wondering why the fuck y'all only gave the occasion 28 days, right?
Okay, that part.
February 1st, 1865. Since then, it's also Freedom Day. That is when Abraham Lincoln, the nation's president at the time, signed a joint resolution that proposed the 13th Amendment to the United States Constitution. Of course, the amendment was made to outlaw slavery. Many people in the United States reflect on and remember the importance of freedom on National Freedom Day. But you know what, Shauntay? We're not doing today because there shouldn't have been a need for the day to begin with, right?
Okay, that part.
That. The savagery.
Celebrate that day.
Yeah, right? I mean, the pillaging and raping of the lives and lands of the native brown and black people for what? A fucking cup of coffee, some sugar to put in that coffee, and some gold.
Okay. Exactly.
Which is stupid, right? Because no one wears a gold door knocker like a sister. Hey.
Okay, that part. You better know it.
Jewelry and coffee. People, man. Anyway.
Agreed.
We've gotten a little more civilized since then, yeah?
I mean, if you can call it that. Baby steps, right? For like sometimes.
Really, right? Baby steps.
Behind, but I guess. Work in progress. Right?
We are all a work in process. So, Shauntay, you published your very first book in 2017 titled Diving in Stilettos, Memoirs of Dating Mr. Right Now. Just the overarching theme there, Diving in Stilettos, picks up where your marriage left off.
Yes.
You know, you were single again in New York City in your 30s.
In my 30s. Yikes.
During the new age of online dating and social media. Which online dating apps were your favorite?
Oh, my goodness.
Or are your favorite, right?
None. No, but if I have to...
No comment.
I think Bumble's pretty cool because I'm here for the shooting your shot. I think now, you know, we are... even bolder and more confident than ever before. And so I think Bumble encourages that. I also think it's another great platform. But I would stay away from, like, you know, the Plenty of Fish and OK Cupid.
Oh, any particular reason why?
You know, the fish are different. It depends on the caliber.
The fish are different.
Everybody's, you know.
Have you ever been catfished?
Like what they like. Yeah, I feel like I have. You let them tell it. A picture from themselves in 1999 versus 2000 anything.
Yeah.
Like, it's still me. And it's like, is it though?
Is it though?
Yeah.
So, you know, you were vulnerable. You put all of your successes and failures in a book. In you know, in your dating life. Now you're still single at the moment, right?
I am.
So we'll call it mostly failures. I kid.
I'm dating myself. Does that count for anything?
Yes.
I like to think so.
You know, you've got a lot going on. So it's been 10 years now. It's 10 years this year, right? Since you've been divorced.
Yes. I can't even believe that. Wow. Yeah. Look at me having an anniversary, huh? Who says you can't have an anniversary?
Who says you can't? Well, first of all, we automatically assume, and I say this because I was joking, because we assume, you know, if it doesn't work, we failed. But do you even consider your divorce as a failure?
I don't, actually. Just because it didn't work out to the extent of what I thought it should work out to, doesn't mean it wasn't a successful relationship, right? It did what it needed to do, because had I not gone through it, I wouldn't be where I am right now. So if I were to stay in that situation, then who knows what I would have become. So it was successful because I'm out here doing my thing.
Right. You wouldn't be who you are today. I mean, and that's the thing we forget sometimes, right? Is regardless of what happens in life, who knows the different choices we would have made hadn't been for those obstacles or even those choices.
Exactly.
Those very hard choices.
Very hard choices that, you learn the lessons and you just become a stronger person for it. And, me telling my story, I was able to help a lot of women who were in similar situations, thinking they were the only one. And, my goal is always to have people get new perspective and laugh at themselves. So, you can laugh at yourself.
It's always easy to laugh when it's 10 years later, Shauntay.
I'm cracking up. My belly still hurts. Full of joy.
So, what? You said something very interesting, right? Because breakups in any form of relationship, right? Friendship, familial, work situations. Obviously, a lot of people broke up with their work past year.
Sure did.
It's a lonely place. It can be isolating. So I guess it is important to let others know, listen, you aren't alone.
No.
But I want to ask.
Alone. And I encourage people to take the opportunity to enjoy their single season and learn more about themselves, right? Just because you're alone doesn't mean you have to be lonely, right?
Right.
Tons of things to, fill your time and discover those passions that you put aside because you were trying to cater to someone else. Or, you have to be able to enjoy your own company because if you don't, who's going to want to enjoy it with you,
That's right. Is there anything in hindsight you would have changed or done differently looking back?
Would I have changed anything? Honestly, I can't say that I would.
Right.
Because if I did change anything, I don't know if I would have a book. Or
exactly.
I don't know if I would have podcasts and shows and be coming out of my shell with acting and doing skits and stuff. So, you always think of I could have did that a lot better.
That's
Maybe
right.
I would have been more graceful when I walked out the door. I don't know.
That's right.
It happened the way it was supposed to, and I can't worry about the shoulda, coulda, woulda. I'm worried about, my present right now, being in the moment and, looking forward to my bright future.
Right. All right. We like that. Let's celebrate the future. What makes then, it's great that you have nothing to go back and change because that is your perspective, whether you chose to, whether that was a purposeful choice or who knows, you involved into that, right? What makes people tether themselves, whether it's marriage, relationships, otherwise, to something that they know for sure isn't working?
Because there are some insecurities. They're always worried about what other people may say or how they may look to others. And, the reality of it is the only person's opinion, that matters about you is you.
Yes.
So, why am I making myself miserable for people who don't have to live my day-to-day? Right. So I'm making other people happy, thinking that I'm in something great, pretending, and it's draining, and I'm not happy. It's just foolish.
So I'm gonna throw a wrench in this situation for you.
Okay, go.
What if you had children? Would that have made a difference? Because I feel like that's one of the things that stops people, and women in particular, from getting out of a situation. And pets, believe it or not.
I think a lot of people do stay for the children. Would I have stayed for the children? I don't think so.
You would have left. You would have left for the children.
I would have left for the children because I can't give from an empty cup. So me helping me is going to help my children, and that's not healthy for them to see, mommy miserable and daddy miserable and nobody's working toward making anything better. People forget that just because you're in a 2-parent home doesn't mean it's a great home.
Right.
Kids see everything. So you have to make sure you're providing that positive, warm space for them.
And let's be real. Most of us, we're always putting on a happy face in public, right? It's only until the teacher calls and said, Shauntay, your daughter just drew you with upside down eyelashes. Are you okay? Is everything okay at home?
Like she drew the picture of the family, but everyone's wearing black.
Everyone's wearing black.
Is that a thing?
And you're missing a shoe. What is
Very cheap. Okay. Fashion forward, mind your business.
Fashion forward. Now, of course, we just talked about, hindsight. You know what? Let's skip that. Before we go any further, can you remind us all, Shauntay, how you earned the moniker of relationship expert? Because I know lots of people and they say they are one too, but I never believe them.
Here's what makes me an expert. Not just the fact that I wrote a book, but that definitely helps. It's also about the experiences that I've gone through. Now, when I talk about relationships, people always usually think immediately romantic relationships. Right? So they're like, Are you in a relationship? Are you married? How do you give relationship advice? Well, I have relationships with my friends, my family, my coworkers, and I also know how to foster them and maintain good ones and know how to surround myself with good people and know how to get rid of the bad ones. So I'm not sitting around telling people what they need to do, right? What you need to do is, nobody wants to hear that, right? It's defensive. Nobody wants to talk about that. But what I do is offer perspective, right? So maybe it's taking a good look at yourself. Maybe it's a little self-reflection.
Right.
Maybe it's looking around at your environment. But it's just offering something for you to see another view and to get a better understanding, because that's what it's about, right? Learning and understanding so that you can become the best version of yourself. So that's what I offer. I'm not sitting around talking about, I'm a marriage counselor, I'm going to fix your marriage. No, I don't. No.
That's not what we. If that's what you signed up for,
yeah. So
yeah,
people have to be open-minded. When you're closed-minded about certain things, like you're going to stay stuck. So lighten up, people.
Lighten up. Open up a little bit. We don't know everything, especially not on our own, right?
Exactly. And I definitely know how to say, like, that's beyond my expertise. You might want to contact this person for that. So, I don't step outside where I'm uncomfortable in when it comes to helping other people in that way. I don't want to damage anything,
So then let's talk specifically, because you are, one of the things you host, Dating Tips Tuesday.
Yeah,
and she's not talking about your nails, ladies. So, even though you could be dating, you could be in a relationship with your nails, right? So it looks like some women are.
Now, they are. People are very dedicated, okay?
Right.
They have very strong relationships with their nail technician and their, hair salon.
There is feet of snow outside right now, and I'm pretty sure some women are like, you know what? I'm going to get my nails done today. If they're open.
Perfect time. Nobody's in there. It's empty.
That's right.
I'm going to go. It's going to be quick.
What type, you give relationship advice to who and how? I mean, I know it's over social media.
Who all over there?
Who all over there? Who's that behind you?
Yeah. Well, usually people contact me through email, and they'll ask their questions. I will always, offer a free answer to the first question.
That's right. You get a free trial.
Yeah, to see if this is for you, right? Because everybody learns different. And for my style of teaching, you have to, want to have a good time. You want to have to laugh. Of course, we have our serious moments, but, you want to feel good at the end of the conversation. I don't want you to feel like crap.
Right, right.
But, like I said, everybody's style of teaching is different, so you have to determine how well you want to receive the information, right? What works for you.
So wait, do these end up as prospective clients for you? Do you have like a whole plan set out for them of whatever recovery, therapization, or tips and tricks? I love that.
Yes, I do.
The book included.
What they're trying to do.
Signed copy.
It's so funny. If they're looking to get over a breakup fast, I can give them some tips on how to do that. If they're trying to see if the love is still there and maybe they wanted to take a break or whatever, we'll go through the process of asking the right questions to see if it's even worth pursuing. But in no way, shape, or form is it a therapy session, because I have things to do.
It might not be a therapy, right? Right. But it is part of the therapy.
It is definitely
it's
part
the
of
whole,
the therapy.
you know, it's part of it. It just works hand in hand with everything, right?
Yeah, I'm like an assistant to the therapist. You know what I'm saying? Like, you shouldn't just come directly to, I'm not Iyanla Vanzant. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, Iyanla Vanzant is not Iyanla Vanzant anymore. Let's be real. We all bought her first books, right? We all wrote in those things, but now it's like, all right, move on, Iyanla.
We did the self-healing, we did.
We love you. Now she's yelling at people.
Teaching, right? Like, the way she teaches herself, she's, you know, could be considered a little rough to some, and to some, she's exactly what they need, you know?
Yeah, right. And I think that's what you just said earlier, because one of the things I think about is like, oh, I don't need somebody in my business. Who all over there? But when you do have an open mind, you can keep it open. You know what? What could it hurt?
Yeah.
Right? I can learn at the most, and you will, is learn something new about myself. And that's part of having a healthy relationship is, as you say, is having one with yourself as well.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And that's the most important relationship. Because if you don't know yourself and you don't know who you are, how can you, like, really give somebody the best version of yourself if you don't know who that is? That's not fair to you or them.
Right. You know what? And we're going to get down to some meat over here.
Yes.
So we talked about hindsight a little bit, and obviously foresight isn't something that's always afforded to us. You know, sometimes we have to learn the hard way. Girl, he's really not into you. He wants to be in you, but he's not into you. So, right. Off the top of your head, Shauntay, what are some of the dating red flags that men and women should pay attention to, especially when they're getting to know someone? What's some of the main ones?
Well, it depends on what your triggers are.
Oh.
Right? Because a red flag might be different for everybody.
You know, that's right.
Someone who, you know, chews weird.
Choose weird. Oh, you like that sort of thing. Yeah.
To you, yeah, that could be an indication to you, like, oh, no, they don't have good hygiene. Maybe they don't take care of their dental work properly, and he's chewing funny, and he doesn't take care of himself. He's not healthy. Like, you could go down a rabbit hole just because that one person in your life only chewed on their right side.
because they let the left side get all busted, and then they can't chew on that. Yeah, I love that.
Oh no, they're like them. And so you have to, you know, figure out what your triggers are,
That's
right?
hilarious.
Acknowledge what they are. Speak them to the person, right? Say them out loud so the person is aware. Because some people don't know that you have a thing with, like, hygiene or whatever. Like, people don't know that. They're learning you, right? So you have to be able to voice these things, and then you have to decide what action you're going to take, right? And say, well, this is big. I can't deal with this. I'm walking away. Or are you saying, okay, well, this is not a big deal. I can handle it. This is okay.
And obviously this person doesn't have people in their life who love them enough to tell them the truth. And sometimes the things that we don't say are just as hurtful as the things we do say to one another, right?
Exactly. So that's why I say you have to acknowledge them and speak them aloud so that the person knows, like, okay, because everybody's not a mind reader. Not that I don't know any mind readers. So you can't get upset when people just don't get it.
Yeah.
You've never said anything. You know, use your words.
So let's rush this up a little bit. They're dating, they're happy. It's been 5-7 years. They're in a relationship or they're married. What kinds of things might our mates do or say that might set off some alarms?
Oh boy. Again, that depends, right? When you get upset with someone and you start arguments with, you never do this. You always do that.
Oh, right? That happens. We've had to say, no, you can't use the word always anymore. We had to get rid of it.
Right? Because you're attacking, right? I always tell people that they should learn their argument styles, right? It's super important. Because if you're dealing with an attacker, instead of getting your point across, sometimes you become the defender. Right? And you're not able to voice your opinion on the topic. Now you're just defending yourself. That's not true. I don't always do that. That's not true. I never, no, that's not true. Right? Instead of just saying, well, listen, you know,
why do you feel that way? Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't wash the dishes because this, and this, versus you never do it. You're so messy. What is wrong? Like, you know, so again, it's effective communication.
Yeah.
Right? You have to listen for understanding, and then you and your partner figure out the solution. You know, there's a lot of people who want to harbor on the problem all the time. There's people out there like all day they want to harbor on the problem. But where does that get you? Like, we can't move forward unless we get a solution. So why not do some tactics that'll help us get there faster?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I like that. So you know what, Shauntay? Everything it's so amazing, by the way, and we could find out all about Shauntay. We're gonna give out all your links.
Give it all to them.
Give it to them all. DivingInStilettoesFirst.com. Let's take a little break. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna tune this music up. You hang tight. Now, for those of you listening to us here at Radio Free Brooklyn, and you also live in New York City and run for either fun or exercise or both, here's a way to learn something about the city while you're getting in your workout. City Running Tours is now offering, not today, but any other day, City Running Tours is now offering neighborhood running tours designed with locals in mind. New York City, of course, takes pride in its diversity and character of its neighborhoods. And these unique running tours offer an opportunity to learn the history of a neighborhood, and you can get personal recommendations from a guide. So you can choose from tours of 23 different neighborhoods, including the East Village, the Upper West Side, Bushwick, Long Island City, and Roosevelt Island. All of this, of course, while you're getting in, a good jog. And of course, they span the boroughs, Manhattan, Brooklyn, Bronx, Queens. For more information about the running tours and to see the list of neighborhoods and full tour schedule, check out their website at www.cityrunningtours.com/New York City, and check out a live tour every Saturday at 10 a.m. on Instagram. That is Instagram.com/cityrunningtours. Okay, that's our spiel. Welcome back, Shauntay.
Amazing.
It does sound amazing, right?
I was dancing a little bit.
You were dancing a little bit. You're a runner. You're a runner. You're a biker.
I'm a biker.
You are a biker.
I take pride in my bike riding, which I miss so much. And this blizzard today.
I know. You know what? Why don't you take your bike out next week? Just wear 3 pants. Put on your Mandalorian mask.
The blood flowing, and I can come up with something like really amazing if I try it. So you know what? We'll see. If I can get it to be at least like 50 degrees, I'm out there.
Right. But now exercise is also part of self-love, yeah?
Oh, absolutely. Self-care.
Self-care. All right, guys.
It's not selfish.
It's not selfish. You heard it here, guys. If you need some self-care, log on to DivingInStilettoesFirst.com. Get yourself that book. Stop crying and go and take an exercise. CityRunningTours.com. Okay, so.
That's good.
Right? You want some laughs? Go to junkandjam.com. You want to hear some new music and hear some fabulous, awesome broadcasts from local DJs right here in Brooklyn. Go to radiofreebrooklyn.com.
Yeah.
Why not throw that out there? So, Shauntay, you have taken this book, you've adapted it into a short film.
I have.
You Diving in Stilettos for a short film. You work with 5 Shorts. The 5 Shorts project, by the way, is Black-owned, woman-owned, and operated film and video production company, founded by award-winning producer, Philadelphia indie filmmaker Shamika Sawyer. Hey, Shamika.
Hey, Shamika. Yeah.
The project's film mentorship program has helped aspiring filmmakers make films since 2014, and the mentees, and that's you, Shauntay, you learn how to write, direct, and produce their first short film. Let's start here. What is the short film about?
So the short film is based on my book. It kind of gives you some more detail of the beginning stages of Shawnee walking out the door and her learning to find herself again.
Yes.
She, was wrapped up in her relationship for a very long time, and now she's learning what she likes, from the curtains to the couch to running to, picking out a new apartment. She's learning it all, and she's got her friends and her amazing coworker who's helping her all heal and just be the best version of herself so she could go out there and, discover love again.
I love that. Why this? Now, it's obviously an excerpt from the book of the same name.
Yes.
Why this particular? Why did you want to tell this particular part of it?
Honestly, I didn't. And,
okay. Some collaboration that happens.
Yeah, when I started with 5 shorts and I gave them pretty much my book synopsis, and I had the idea of, I want to make a trailer. This is going to be action-packed for 10 minutes of just
10 minutes of me putting on shoes. I love it.
Yeah, wow, hitting you all the the good stuff. And Shamika said to me, I want a little bit more of the background.
Yeah.
People want to know why Shauntay's moving the way she is. And I was like, for real? Because I don't, even if you read the book, I dive into it a little bit, but I don't go into real detail. And so the short film was an opportunity to get a little bit more detail on that actual process for her. And so I started with a short story. And then, I put some dialogue to it. And before I knew it, I had a script. And I was laughing while I was writing it.
As you I love that. Yeah.
Yeah, it just felt really good. And then I picked amazing cast members.
Hey. I'm one of them, by the way. We had a lot of fun. And they just brought their wonderful personalities that I knew they would, and they brought my baby to life. And I'm just so grateful for all of you. They did a great job. So how did you then, going backwards a little, how did you connect with 5 shorts? What made you say, your first idea was, I just want to do a trailer, something for the book, or something short. Right. It wasn't a narrative, so to speak. It wasn't a story to be told. It was just something fun, a promo.
Mm-hmm. I was looking at it.
How did you find 5 shorts?
Yeah, a friend of mine, her name is Atia. She hit me up and she was like, 5 Shorts is doing their next season, and you should submit your book, right? Because she's been telling me forever, it needs to be a movie, And I was like, well, all right, I'll submit it. And I was like, well, they're in Philly. How is that going to work? But,
planes? What are cars?
I'm entitled to miracles. Let's go. And so I applied online, and then within a few weeks, I got the email that I was accepted into the season.
Yes.
And I think it was maybe 11 or 12 other students. And Shamika, just every other week, she takes us through the process, each step by step of, how to create this film. And then I was really lucky because I live in New York, and I think everyone else is based in Philly or South Jersey. And I was like, she said that she would help us find our production team. If we didn't want to use 5 Shorts, we could use someone else. But I, you know me, I'm very loyal. So if you're good to me, I'll stick with you.
And also, it's also a testament. You've already started the work.
Yes.
You lose time. Instead of trusting your instincts, right? You lose time by stopping to start somewhere else again.
Right, exactly. So,
just see it to fruition. You've obviously felt safe. You felt comfortable. You felt like this is with who I want to work with.
Broke, don't fix it, right?
Yeah.
And so she said to me, she was like, you know what? We'll come to New York and we'll film it. And I was like, what?
What?
I was so excited. I knew that she would teach me more, on the set. So, because I direct.
Yes, that's right.
Not a movie. I direct my skits. I direct my TikTok.
Yes, which we'll talk about. But just a great opportunity to learn something new.
Yeah, and something valuable that I can use again and share with other people, share things that I've learned about cameras and shot lists and, all that good stuff.
Love
and I had a blast. She made it so much fun. Her and her team were just fantastic. And they know that you're a rookie and they don't make you feel like one.
Yes. I like that.
So
that's great.
It was a great feeling. So I enjoyed it.
Yeah, 5 shorts. I already hit up Shamika. We'll be talking to Shamika another time. But right now it's about you, Shawnee.
Yes.
So one of your goals, Shauntay, collaborating, with others, other media influencers and other lifestyle experts and other producers to create online content and even events that specifically empower women. Yeah. How did this particular collaboration, we know how it affected you artistically, right? And just broaden your eyes to learn maybe new technical things that you can now use. You put new tools in your toolbox, so to speak.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
But how did this particular collaboration reinforce that goal of empowering other women?
Well, one, because Shamika owns the whole production, that was empowering itself. And then me being a woman director,
yes,
Black woman director, it was so empowering. And then I was very particular about the cast that I picked, right? I wanted Black men, Latin women, Black women. Like, I wanted people of color throughout this entire production. And everyone just was...
And they were, in front and behind.
God, the talent. I knew everyone was talented, but to see everyone in action and just bringing their A game, going above and beyond, it is a real humbling experience. And I want to create more of that.
Right. So
I invited input,
yeah,
so people could feel like they were heard,
Yeah. So 2 things. Obviously, empowering could be a little vague, but it's really just about making sure other people know that if they need it, they are supported and they can be inspired by each other. And that empowerment, I guess, empowering other women, you can't do it with just women. You have to do it with men as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I like that.
It's a village.
It takes a village. Who is that over there? Who that all y'all over there?
All over there.
All over there. Tell them come here and get some of this. Okay. All right. This is not the time, Christopher. Okay. So when we're off air, I don't want anyone calling to complain. So
yes.
I'm gonna have to put on my Sally Jesse Raphael voice now.
You push up your glasses?
Listen, my glasses have been on this whole time. I can't see anything. So, Shauntay.
He's off script.
We're off script. Where are we? I don't even know how I got in here.
I don't know.
New studio. Who this?
I love it.
Who needs the comedy stage anymore? We just need to replicate you, Shauntay.
Oh my goodness.
You are a great audience. So, lean in. I want to do this. So, leanin.org. Just about a site dedicated and resource dedicated to, and again, empowering women. According to leanin.org, this is what they're about. They say women can accomplish amazing things when they support each other. When a woman helps another woman, they both benefit, right? When women celebrate...
Every woman is a circle of women.
Circle of women. When women celebrate one another's accomplishments, they're all lifted up. Together, women can do more, go further, and of course, change the world. Now that sounds great, right?
Sounds great.
But Black women specifically, that's you.
Somebody. Mm-hmm.
Live in this extreme intersection of racism, sexism, and let's throw in colorism while we're at it.
Okay.
Not just
colorism's in there.
Right. We're going to throw colorism because you're not just discriminated for being black and for being a woman, but also a certain shade. Right?
Yep.
You know, when I think about it, I think, you know, Faith Evans and Mariah Carey had way different experiences than Mary J. Blige and Whitney Houston.
I'm sure.
And not that there's anything wrong with that. And not that any of them were, obviously, they were all hurt in their lifetimes. You know, but the story of Black woman, according to Leanin.org, has always been one about resilience. It's always been getting through despite all of these challenges. Did you ever feel like your Black girl magic was a threat to others, or have you ever felt unsafe?
I'm not gonna say I felt unsafe because that for me would have been that's a little extreme for me.
Yeah.
But I can definitely say that I know my Black girl magic has made many people uncomfortable by the behaviors. So
that's when we what we call the microaggressions. Yeah.
Yes, microaggressions. And so it just shows me that I am grateful that I did go to a HBCU because it instilled just such a confidence and such a security in who I am.
Yes.
As a Black woman, that when I enter these non-Black rooms or maybe not so friendly to women rooms.
Right, and that as well. Right.
Rooms specifically. I know who I am and I know my value. I know my worth. And so I don't allow anyone to disrespect me.
She will not.
There are many times when, you know, the conversations have been very uncomfortable because I call people out.
And if you do, then you're labeled an angry Black bitch. Or difficult.
For lack of a better phrase, yeah. But I wear it as a grain of salt because I'm standing up for myself, and if I don't stand up for myself, who will? You know, so you teach people how to treat you.
So do you find yourself purposefully choosing to be in and around and occupying Black-only spaces, or no? No. I mean, all your skin folk are not your kinfolk. Also, right? That's right. She said it.
So, you know, it's about just being, I mean, I am way more comfortable, I will say that, when I see my sisters around, or you spot that one sister in the corner, you're like, I see you, girl.
But we can't assume she's going to have your back.
Exactly. So, I mean, it's more just being secure in who you are, and it's not so much, are they going to like me? It's just, am I going to like them?
Let's scale this down a little bit. Do you think, because hello, you now have a fellow HBCU alumna in the White House. Hi. Do you think it's going to take more women, regardless of their color, by the way? We love all women of all colors, of all shades, of all nationalities, of all cultures. But sorry, guys, we love women more than you. So do you think, surprise, I'm gay. Do you think, do you think it's going to take more women, regardless, again, just women, to run this whole operation we've got going on here to finally help eradicate this silly little thing we practice called discrimination? Because discrimination comes in all forms.
It does.
Specifically gender, right?
Yeah, it does. But, you know, that's when it's standing up and using our voice for, you know, all women, and not when it's convenient.
Ooh.
You know, be it all the time. You know? By
the way, shout out, we just moved into the new studio. Shout out to Tom, our studio co-founder of Radio Free Brooklyn. And for you guys listening, it's not Tom from MySpace, but he's Tom from Radio Free Brooklyn. But he brought up something earlier. The word he used was expedient, right? It can't just be about when I'm useful for you or when the narrative is useful for you. It has to be through and through, we support each other. We get each other. We don't get through this alone. Let's just do it. We don't need an excuse.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. You do it because it's the right thing to do, not because it's going to benefit you, in the long. You're doing it because it's the right thing to do.
Right. So, it's been an overwhelming few years, if not a year.
It feels like a few years.
Oh, my God. You know what? I'm going to skip that question. I want to talk. Let's just... You know what? I am going to ask this.
Go.
Let's punctuate this section of our interview with this. Has this, and not to mention, right, the terrorizing centuries upon centuries of our shared ancestors, being terrorized. Has this particular moment in time taught you or made you feel or think any differently about your Blackness?
What it did was secure for me that I have every single thing that I need to be successful.
Yeah.
My success, whether I make it or don't, depends on me. And so that's what I mean when I say, it's always important to try to be your best self and be the best version of yourself because you deserve that.
You deserve that. You are deserving. You are here. You are worth it. And you can choose that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so when you believe that, you start attracting people who think the same way.
Yes, yeah.
And then you all come up together. They say it's lonely at the top, but not if you are with the right people.
Right.
Establishing that foundation early. You don't have to start kicking people off, talking about
people who inspire you. Yeah.
Exactly. You got to inspire each other.
Yeah.
So.
People that hold you accountable, too.
Exactly.
In a good way.
Exactly. Because I've had moments throughout the day, crawled in the bed and I was like, I'm not getting out of bed today. And I don't care.
So let's do this because you are co-host of Her View every Tuesday, 9 p.m., y'all. You offer relationship advice. What was that?
We've moved Her View podcast to Monday.
Oh, we have to start this interview all over again. Tune in next Monday.
He's off script.
I'm off script, y'all. Somebody get him. Somebody get him up. Sorry. I am so sorry. Mondays.
Yeah, now Mondays, 7 p.m. EST.
Yeah. So it doesn't...
YouTube and Facebook if you want to see it live. If you want to just actually hear the podcast, you can listen to that on audio.
That's right. Her View, relationship advice with two other women, by the way. Hey, Adrian and Ernie. You all spend time. Now, obviously, this is from a woman's perspective. I know sometimes you invite men, as you did recently, all about relationships, the in and outs, the ups and downs, the fun, the good times, too. And it's not always seriousness, right?
No. We like to laugh. We tell scenarios. We like to solve people's problems.
Yeah.
At least attempt to.
But you spend all this time helping other women and men, of course, navigate through their relationship challenges. But you also rely on one another. Do you also rely on one another, actually, for your own personal guidance? Do you ever say, hey, sis, off air?
Yeah.
I need you. Do you do the whole car ride home, the whole waiting to exhale scene? You my sister, girl. I need you.
Yeah.
I know you see Angela Bassett saying, "You my sister, girl."
I did picture that.
Whispering in Loretta Devine's ear, "You my sister, girl." She says it to everybody in the car. "You my sister, girl."
But I can say, it is good to have people who, you can share things with, and it's a judge-free zone.
Right.
And, you can speak freely and comfortably, and no one gets, offended. So that's always, a great thing to have. I always say, check your tribe.
Check your tribe.
Check your tribe. Mm-hmm.
Oh, my gosh, Shauntay, you were just...
You know who's your friend and who's, an associate. Sometimes we use the term friend very lightly.
Yeah. Yeah.
So be mindful of that as well. But yeah.
So Mondays, Her View Tuesdays, Dating Tips Tuesdays. You have Ask Shawnee featuring Chef Rashawn.
Every Thursday.
Every Thursday, you give insights and good laughs. You know, you have good times, relationships while cooking a delicious meal. Love that. You also co-host.
Delicious vegetarian, a vegan meal is healthier.
It is healthier. Also part of a healthy relationship with yourself and others. Yeah.
Yes.
You're also co-host of Underdog Podcast with Grizz Chapman, y'all, of the Emmy Award-winning NBC comedy series, which we all love. I've seen every single episode. 30 Rock. Your recent interviews, just to name a few: Method Man, Sherry Shepherd, Tina Fey. I can't believe it.
I still can't believe that one.
First of all, thank you, Shauntay, for narrowing down my path. I'm now only 2 degrees away from Miss Tina Fey. Thank you for that. It's because of you. 2 degrees.
Listen, I do what I can.
You do what you can for the people.
For the people.
You are a writer.
Yes.
You asked Tina specifically, Miss Fey, Mrs. Fey. I mean, she's married, but she can't. So you asked her about, you know, what it was like being a female writer. You know, putting your work into existence. She said something about making sure that what you do is made with care.
Yes.
How, first of all, just putting aside the experience alone of just being in the same environment, same space with Tina Fey, but how important was it for you to get feedback and just getting some insight from this particular person on a female writer?
I needed to know the behind the scenes, right? Because everybody likes the glory, but some people don't want to share the story or want to know the story. And Tina Fey was so nice and just transparent.
Gracious.
Like, you know, she said she tried out for a lot of things and she never got booked for anything. So she created it.
Yes.
And she starred in things. And that alone was just so inspiring because, you know, I sit here and I write and I create. And
you must.
I'm just like, oh, I don't know if I want to. Do I want to be an actor? Do I want to stay behind the scenes?
I know.
And Tina Fey's like, do both.
Do both. Keep doing it.
You can do it. Keep doing it. Because she says, just keep doing the work, put in the effort, and make sure, like you were saying before, like, you know, the quality is up there and it's authentic because people gravitate toward that.
Yeah.
And so that's what I believe. And I knew like I had to keep going, and I knew that I'm always been very consistent, but now it's like, it's even more so because I'm like,
you have no excuse. This is not somebody off the street telling you to keep going.
Yeah, there is a light at the end of the tunnel. Like, this is real stuff. Like, if you don't see it, create it. And people are not kidding. Like, just do that.
Yes. I also love your interview with Sherry Shepherd, also on 30 Rock. She was also on 30 Rock. She was the wife of, so funny. Yes. One of the things that stuck out to me about that particular interview, just other than her just being, again, also so free and giving of herself, gracious with her time and her insights. She said something that really stood out. There is something you do that only you can do that can change somebody's life. What you bring is special. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. There are tons of people who can say something similar, maybe act similar, whatever, but you have that spark and you have a special element about you. What's for you is for you, and no one can take that away from you.
Only yourself, if you step on your own toes.
Only you.
Yeah.
Right. And I think that a lot of times people forget that, right? Because sometimes you'll see the other person, well, how come this person got this? How come I know myself better than that? How come they got things? But it's just, that was for them.
That was for them.
And what's for you is for you. And who knows what's in store for you? It could be way better. So it's like, enjoy your journey and appreciate, what you go through, because what is coming is going to be so abundant and so amazing. You're going to look back and be like, wow,
Yes, I love that.
At me now. Wow. Yeah.
Oh my God, this hour goes by so fast.
It really does. Oh my God.
Oh my God, Shauntay. So, first of all, Shauntay, thank you so much for hanging out with us. We are gonna get your information to everyone to learn more about Shauntay Dunbar. You can find everything at divinginstilettosfirst.com. You're on Instagram at diving_in_stilettos_first.
Yeah.
You're on Twitter. Dive.
Yes, dive in stilettos.
N. That's an N. Stilettos 1. We need to fix all that, girl. It all needs to be the same. Shauntay. You can find Shauntay Dunbar on Facebook. She's also on TikTok at Shauntay Dunbar. SHAUNTAY I love that. She's now a viral TikToker. Guys, for everything about us here at Radio Free Brooklyn, you can find out more information at radiofreebrooklyn.com. By the way, if you are a shopper, it's very easy. You can register Radio Free Brooklyn as the nonprofit you wish to support. Amazon.com/smile. You just register radiofreebrooklyn.com. A percentage of those sales will go to RFB. It costs you nothing, right? You still get what you want. Awesome. No donations too big or small. Thank you guys. We truly appreciate it. We're so grateful to have this opportunity and to share your story as well, Shauntay. Oh, and by the way, for everything I do, you can go to junkandjam.com.
Okay, Junkandjam, yeah.
Hey. What's the story? How did this? We only have like 2 minutes. Real quickly, what's with the Alice and Olivia green pumps? It's in your book cover. It's your shoes. You now have like statuettes of it in your home.
Yeah, that green shoe.
What's with the green stiletto?
It is something super powerful about the color green. It's of the earth. It's a rebirth.
You also have green eyes.
So bad.
Yeah. You know, they're hazel, they're greenish.
The green brings them out. Powerful, and I love the way I feel in it and around it. And so
I like that.
My illustrator created those shoes. I did not own green shoes before the book. And Alice and Olivia, they made a great pump, and I bought it immediately as soon as I saw it.
and that's the power of just
or whatever,
the magic of the universe. Find something that's you, and it always keeps you reminded, right? It keeps you on track. That's the goal.
Yes, to dive in, just go for it.
So your green stilettos are pretty much your vision board.
Yeah.
I love. Yeah. Your totem.
Vision boards are important. Do them.
Do them. What's next, Shauntay? I mean, when can we expect your short film?
The short film will be out this spring. Hopefully, COVID's a little bit more under control so that I can walk a red carpet with my amazing cast and we can celebrate.
Yes. We'll be there.
Some short festivals. It can manifest into a television series, maybe a part 2.
We are looking.
I'm here for it all, and it definitely opened up my next journey, which is more directing and producing and writing for television and film. So
you tell them, Shauntay. All right, we are looking forward to that. Thank you guys so very much for listening.
This episode and all episodes of the Junk and Jam Hour can be streamed on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeart Podcasts, Google Play Music, and simply tell Alexa, play the Junk and Jam Hour. Thank you. Thank you.